everyone, welcome to the Yoga for Hiking course. This video is all about stability. So when you're out on the hiking trails, there's nothing more important than being stable in your body, especially when you're going over uneven terrain. So throughout this video, I'd like you to think about the intention of I am stable and I am able. We'll be challenging your body to remain stable against adversity. As usual, I don't schedule any breaks because it's a short class, but please do feel free to come down to a child's pose on your mat if you need to at any time. Okay, let's go. Starting in all fours today, focusing on a flat back, your wrists under your shoulders and your knees and shins flat on the mat. Inhale to lift the left leg up, maintaining your flat back and your stable hips, and inhale your right arm out straight in front of you. Exhale to bend the leg and the arm, crunching the elbow to the knee but keeping your back flat, and inhale to extend the leg and arm out. Exhale to crunch in, and inhale to extend out. If this is too much, try just the leg action and leave your arm flat on the mat. Continue in your own time with your own breath. Now switching to the right leg, extending the right leg backwards on an inhale and extending the left arm to the front of you. On an exhale, crunching the elbow to the knee, maintaining your flat back. Inhale to extend the arm out and the back leg out, and exhale to crunch in the middle. Try to focus on keeping your hips level here, imagining that there's a dinner plate on your back that you don't want to spill. Continue in your own time with your own breath. Now pushing up into a downward dog, your hips are lifted to the sky, ground your heels to the mat, press the palms into the mat, head rests between your forearms, and pedal out your feet, one and then the other. Now focusing on your core stability, inhale to prepare and exhale into plank. Bend the knees, press back, and inhale back into downward dog. Exhale to plank, bend the knees, push back, and inhale to downward dog. Continue in your own breath and time. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, placing the foot between your hands. Your left knee remains on the mat and your foot is flat. Slide the foot back until you feel a nice stretch in the left hip. Inhale to lift the arms up. Engage your tummy muscles to avoid sinking your upper body down. If you like, you can bring your arms to the side like a cactus and open up the chest. Inhale and exhale here. If you have any knee problems, you can pop a towel or a blanket under your knee or fold your mat for extra support. Push back to your downward dog and then lift your left leg up. Exhale to place your foot between your hands. Again, shuffling your right foot back until you feel the stretch in your hips and thighs. Inhale to lift the arms up above the head, or you can put them back into a cactus position to open up your chest. Pushing back to your downward dog and then lifting the right leg up, bringing this foot between your hands, and this time your back leg, your knee will lift up into a high lunge. Inhale to sweep the arms up beside your ears. Inhale and focus on straightening your back leg. Exhale, focus on bending the front leg more. Remember, the focus here is on stability. Sometimes maintaining stillness is the hardest challenge of all. Now framing your foot with your hands and pushing back to downward facing dog. This time on an inhale, your left leg lifts up and then steps through between your hands. Your right knee comes off the mat into your high lunge. Focusing on straightening your back leg, deepening the stretch by bending your front leg, inhaling the arms up above your head and maintaining stability here. From downward facing dog, lift your right leg up and then place your right foot between your hands, coming up to standing. Your right foot points forward, knee bent, left leg straight with the foot at a 90-degree angle, hips face forward, arms straight to the left and right, look to your front arm. Keep the right knee bent and bring the right arm over the head towards the back leg. Inhale, return to the center. Exhale, the right arm comes to the front thigh, left arm overhead. Inhale back to the center, exhale the right arm to the back of the room, inhale back to warrior two. And keep repeating this in your own time with your own breath. Now shuffling your feet just a little bit closer, but the right foot remains pointing forward and the left foot at a 90-degree angle. We're going to go into triangle pose. Both legs are straight here. Imagine that you are between a pane of glass, so you're trying to keep as straight as possible. Arms to the right and left of you. On an inhale, you're going to extend the arms, and an exhale, tip forward towards your right foot, coming into triangle pose. Keeping the chest open, the left arm up to the ceiling here. Coming out of your triangle pose, frame your foot with your hands and then push back into downward facing dog. And then switching to the left side, so left leg comes up on an inhale, exhale, it steps between your hands, coming back into your warrior two position. This time your left foot points to the back of the mat, your right foot is at 90 degrees, the left knee is bent, the right leg is straight. On an inhale, bringing your arms to the middle. Exhale, folding to the front over your front leg. Inhale back to center, and exhale to reverse, your left arm coming back over your head. And repeat this in your own time. Now coming into triangle pose, bringing your back leg a little bit closer, straightening the legs, arms out to the side, inhale to lengthen, and exhale to fold down. The hand can come to the mat, to your foot, or just to your shin, but just try not to dump your weight into the mat. Remember, focus here is on core stability. If it feels good for your neck to gaze up at the ceiling, you can. If not, just gaze forward. Slowly coming out of your triangle pose, and framing the front foot with your hands, pushing back into downward facing dog, hips up to the ceiling. Lifting the right leg up and stepping this between your hands. Inhale to lift the arms up beside your head, and exhale to tip forward into Warrior 3, back thigh lifts up. Inhale, arms go up and bend the front knee. Exhale to tip forward, trying to maintain stability in your hips. Inhale to lift the leg up to the front, and exhale to fold forward into your Warrior 3. Focusing grounding the standing foot and the big toe to maintain your balance as you transition between your Warrior 3 pose here with your back leg out, and Stork pose with your knee folded in front of you. Exhaling to tip forward, and inhaling to come up, leg raises. Try to avoid touching the floor if you can. And then switching legs, so the right leg is bent and then the front, and then tipping forward, extending out to the back. Inhale to rise, left leg is straight, right leg is bent, and exhale to extend the back leg. If you fall out, don't worry, just regain your balance. Inhale, the right leg is bent. Exhale, tipping forward into Warrior 3, back leg is straight. Inhale to rise, and exhale to extend. Then coming to the front of your mat, inhale, arms up, slight back bend. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to step back into plank, and then push up to downward facing dog. Inhale to come to the front of your mat, lifting halfway with a flat back. Exhale to fold forward, relax the head. Inhale the arms up above your head, and exhale to step your feet out to a wide leg stance, toes pointing to the long side of the mat. Exhale to bring your hands to your hips and slowly folding forward. Grab the big toes with the peace fingers if you can, or place the hands on the ankles or on the mat. The back is flat, the head is relaxed towards the mat. Inhale to lengthen your back, exhale to fold deeper if you can. Inhale to bring your hands to your hips, slowly coming back up, your head comes up last. And then bringing your feet to a hip distance to prepare for our balance pose. The weight comes to the right foot, grounding the big toe to find stability. Bend the right knee. Lift the left leg over the right knee, wrapping the foot around the calf if you can. Your left arm comes under your right. The hands come up towards your face so that you can feel the stretch at the back of your shoulder blades. Sink a little bit deeper if you can, grounding the standing foot for stability and focusing on a point in front of you. Now switching to the other side, the weight is on the left foot, the left leg is bent, the right knee comes over the left leg and wraps around the calf if you can, lowering as much as possible. The right arm comes under the left, lifting the hands up to the face to feel the stretch in the back of your shoulders. Coming out of the pose, step to the front of your mat, your feet together. Inhale the arms up, exhale for a slight back bend, and fold forward. Inhale to a halfway lift and then step back to your plank. Your wrists are under your shoulders here. And then slowly lowering your knees, your chest and your chin to the mat. And then inhale to lift your head, arch the back into baby cobra. Here you should use the strength of your back and not be pushing into your arms. Inhale to return to plank. And exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale to baby cobra, gaze forward, open the front of your body. Repeat in your own time, returning to plank and then lowering your knees, chest and chin. In your plank, focus on your stability, bringing your navel to your spine. And then going back to plank. From here, we'll do some shoulder taps to test your stability. So tapping your left hand to your right shoulder and returning it to the mat slowly. The slower you go, the harder it is here. And then your right hand to your left shoulder, returning to the mat. The left hand to the right shoulder and the right hand to the left shoulder. Next, from your plank position, tapping your left foot out slightly and then bringing it back to the middle. Tapping the right foot out to the right and bringing it back to the middle. Tapping your left foot back to the middle and your right foot, maintaining stability in your plank. And then resting in a short child's pose, bring your hips to your feet and resting your chest downwards. And then lowering your stomach slowly to the mat, bringing your hands to your forehead, elbows out wide. And we're going to do some back strengthening here. So keeping your legs flat, your feet flat to the mat, your hands to your head. On an inhale, you'll slowly arch your back to lift your head up, using the strength of your back to lift. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Repeat in your own time. And now working on the glute strength. So your arms go back to beside your body, palms facing down. You might like to place these underneath your hips. And lifting the right leg out straight and returning it to the mat. Lifting the left leg and returning it to the mat, keeping the rest of your body stable. Inhale the right leg up, exhale to the mat. Inhale the left leg up, and exhale to return it to the mat, and continuing in your own time. Now pressing up to all fours and turning to face the long side of your mat. The left hand is on the mat and to the side of your body. The left leg is bent and your right leg is straight to the side of you. Inhale to lift the hips up and bring your right arm over your head. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, stretching the side body. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Taking a few more lifts and lowers in your own time. And then when you're ready, switching to your right hand side. So your right hand is on the mat, right leg bent, and the left leg stretched out to the side. And then inhaling to lift and exhaling to lower. Feeling that stretch in the left hand side of your body. And then coming to a seated position, we'll start our core work now. So there are a few options here in this boat pose. You can have your knees bent and lifted up. You can hold onto your thighs, or your arms can be straight. Or if you want the full expression of the pose, you can straighten your legs. I'm going to demonstrate the legs bent option with the arms out straight. So just focusing on holding here, trying to keep a straight back, can help if you smile. Inhaling and exhaling whilst you hold and maintain stability in your core. And release. And lower down to the mat. Now if you pop your hands to the back of your head, and lift your legs up to a tabletop position so the shins are around 90 degrees to the ceiling, lowering one leg at a time. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. The toe just gently meets the mat and inhale back up. Trying to keep your spine flat to the mat as much as possible. Continuing to inhale to lift the leg up and exhale to lower the toe to the mat. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower the toe to the mat. Back flat on the mat, your hands come to the side of your head. We're going to move into some yogi bicycle work. So here your legs are up at a 90-degree angle, and then you're going to straighten one leg and bend the other. And you'll curl your elbow, your opposite elbow, to the bent leg. So bending the right leg and extending the left and switching over. Inhale as you rise and exhale to lower. And continuing that bicycle movement with your own breath. And then curling into a little ball, bringing your knees to your chest, wrapping your hands around your shins. And if you like, you can lift your head up here as well to increase the stretch. And then taking the knees out to one side and then the other, like with a windshield wiper action, just releasing the hips and the core. And then bringing the soles of your feet together, your knees relax out to the side and let them just fall to the ground as you relax here with your back flat on the mat. So coming down to your mat into your final pose, the Savasana. Let your heels touch or sit slightly apart and let your toes fall out to the side, placing your hands and your arms just beside your body and relaxing down into the ground, taking any last minute adjustments in Savasana that you need to stay here for a few minutes. As you relax on the mat, I'd like to just read you a short poem written by Robert Frost. This is called The Road Not Taken. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for the passing there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how many leads on to way, I doubted if I ever should come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Starting to put a little bit of movement in your body, maybe wiggling your toes or your hands and fingers. Perhaps bringing your arms above your head to take a full body stretch. And when you're ready, rolling onto your preferred side, maybe putting your head onto your palms. And slowly coming up into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Bringing the hands into prayer to the forehead and then to the heart center. Namaste.